Okay.
Set, ready to roll. Woo! 11 o'clock. How about that? Ha ha ha.
He loves to be on time.
I love being on time. Ex-military, on time. If I'm on time, I'm late. Alright, so, good morning. How'd everyone sleep? Sunday morning. My Sunday mornings normally, they used to be watching Formula One. But that whole show's been cancelled with this malarkey going on around the joint. So, here we are. You're stuck with me for the morning. Hopefully we can educate you and help your coffee be better. Because that's the game. We all, you know what? You know why I do this? I actually roast coffee for my own selfish purposes. But I remember the day when I used to go to bed the night before thinking of my coffee the next morning. Now that's when I knew that I had great coffee or that I was doing something right. So that's what I look to share with all of you guys out there. That's what I always want for everyone. I want to change their life one cup at a time. You know, these days we've grown into a little business, and you know, with a great team, my wife, Amy D, and the rest of our team that we have working the shops this morning and out there doing their stuff. But I still do it for the same purpose. I do it for my own selfish purpose, and I also do it so I get you guys to think about your coffee the night before you wake up. Think about what you're in for the morning after. Today, we've got a couple of different things to play with. We're going to play with an Aeropress. Very simple. It is a espresso style immersion style filter.
Let's just have a real life moment. We have two kids in the house.
One is playing Fortnite.
One is playing competitive Fortnite. Anyway, so the first one's going to be Aeropress. It is a hybrid of a immersion style brewing and espresso under pressure slightly. Cool story with that. The other one we're going to play with, we'll see how we go this morning. If you guys get bored, I want lots of questions fired at me so we can keep rolling. The other one we're going to play with is the new Mr. Coffee Pourover system. Really cool. It is made for the home user. It is made for the amateur in that sense. Not saying that you guys are amateurs. I'm just saying it's very, very easy to use, very user friendly. And the other one, if we get a chance, we'll probably have a quick look at the Clever Dripper, which we do sell these in the shop at Oceana. Really, really simple. I like these. They're very, very French press-ish, at home, super simple, good to use. And then we have a little surprise for later on in the show to help boost our immunity systems. A product that we love and we enjoy, and the guys behind it are phenomenal. The product is phenomenal, and we've got this cool little recipe that actually we drink every single afternoon these days because I enjoy it so much. Two of my favorite things in it, one of them is ginger beer, so we'll leave it there. Let's get on with the Aeropress. There's a couple of things. We've messed around with lots and lots of different recipes for the Aeropress. One of them is from my mate, Jeremy Moore up there in Bond Life in Tennessee. He won the 2016, I think it was, Aeropress champion, American Aeropress champion, so he does a good job. He's at the top of the tree there and knowing what he knows and does what he does. So that's his recipe we were playing with, and we also have one of our own. We'll pitch the Oceana Coffee one, and we'll go from there. The Aeropress was invented. Now here's a little bit of trivia. The Aeropress was invented by Alan Adler. He is a very, very clever man. He also invented a particular frisbee, and the frisbee holds world records, distance world records.
Yep.
Yeah, so he holds, so clever man. He's also lectured with NASA and holds tons and tons of different patents for all sorts of aeronautics and all sorts of different bits and pieces. So this is the Aeropress. It's a very, very simple plunger style setup. 2 pieces, actually 3 pieces. The filter holder comes with a group of filters. Little paper filter up here. Stick the paper filter in on the top, and then plunge it down like a large syringe. But we might as well get straight into it, right? So we do an inverted, what I call an inverted Aeropress brewing system, brewing method. Take the filter off. We'll do a quick thing. I got my scale here. I'm sure you guys can see the scale. I do it all inverted. So using the numbers on the side, I put the plunger in at the 4 mark, set it upside down, hit 0. I'll just rinse the filter. So quick rinse. Same as all the filters and brewing methods in coffee. You know, it's always good to rinse the filters purely to get rid of any of the manufacturing bits and pieces on it, and also sediment. You know, it gets rid of the paper sediment, and don't let it get through to the coffee. Today we are going to use we're going to use what have I got here, the Guatemala Natural again. Yes, it is my favorite at this moment in time, and yes, I'm using it a lot, trying it in different methods to see where it actually, I do this to see where the coffee really sings. You know, there's definitely brew methods that involve different coffees that bring out the best of a particular coffee. And so I always am cycling through lots and lots of different methods and to see where the coffee shines. So our brew method, you guys are going to post this up, or we've got it posted up there on Facebook and social media and the like. Our brew method, we use 21 grams of coffee. It's a medium to fine grind. Then we use total water quantity in the brewing method, in the brew chamber at the time. We end up with a total water weight of 200 grams, and then at the final piece of all this puzzle, we add 100 grams. So the 100 grams and the total end weight ends up being around, it actually ends up being total water weight of 325, total brew weight of 325. And that equals a 12-ounce cup. That equals a standard 12-ounce Oceana Coffee cup. So if you're at home, you're going to end up with probably an ounce left over if it's a regular coffee mug. But we did it this morning here. I've already done a run through, and two of our insulated coffee cups, we get 2 out of that.
So we just had quite a few people join. Kim, Emily, Kayla. Just to recap, we're making an Aeropress.
Yeah.
And did you mention this is a great method if you're looking for that kind of stronger style coffee? For those of you who just joined, we just had a couple people join.
Yeah, so this one is very versatile. This one, like I said earlier on, this one has a very espresso-esque type flavor styles, and you can and changing the way that you brew within this method changes the coffee quite dramatically. So you can make yourself a single cup and have it really easy to drink, ready to go, like a brewed coffee, or you can have a more espresso based, really much heavier style. And it all depends on your grind. You can change the intensity of this particular method just purely by changing the grind quite a lot.
We have a request for your music, please.
Oh, of course.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
All right.
We have to give the people what they want.
All right. So my choice. Let's see. What have I got today? What was I on yesterday? I was on Amazon Music. How about, let's see what we can find. How about more Australiana? How about
Crowded House.
No, I got another one similar. Let's see what we got.
Who else joined on Instagram? We had Performance Wellness Chiropractor. We love them.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Matt was on here. 3 Natives Jupiter, who's also still open. They have a location in Tequesta as well.
3 Natives?
Yep.
Hey, boys and girls. What
Performance Waves back. Hey, Matt.
Don't mind me. Entertain them while I'm trying to find and work out how to get my music.
Someone wanted me to remind you that Minute Work was yesterday.
Reconnect to Sonos. Try again. Unable to connect to Sonos.
Do you want me to do it online?
Sonos found on the network.
Oh, you turned it off like that.
Oh,
The thing behind and you put and you mix it with condition.
Performance Chiropractic, are you guys still open right now? They said hey back to us. We love them. Scotty and Amy and I all go and see Dr. Matt. He's in Palm Beach Gardens. Yep, they're still open.
Technical difficulties. Supply. Welcome to live fun. Yeehaw. What we got going on? So, I know I'm live now. I've got all sorts of heating methods going on. I'll let that boost up. My Sonos will come up online here any minute, and we'll get some bit more Australiana happening. So today, let's see if I've got. On it because it helps me to get into the smaller chambers and the smaller circles. I used it yesterday. Great little method. I don't have a Hario available, so that is what's going down. Girls are laughing in the background always.
Eversis says nice jammy, Scotty.
Eversis?
Eversis, yeah.
Hey, you don't like these? Are straight from Thailand. Like elephants and all. You like those? This is my kitchen. Actually, it's not my kitchen, of course. But oh, here we go. Now I really age myself. This was when I was a teenager. So, alright, we're back. Music's live. I'll get back onto the program. Aeropress, zero out my scale, 21 grams of coffee. And I've already got it pre-ground. Like I said, it's fine. It's a medium to fine grind. I'm going to put in 21 grams straight into the top of the chamber. Sits right down there on the plunger. Where are we at there? 16. $20, $21-ish. Alright, so there we go. 21 grams. I can hear the water's just going off. The water's boiling over there. And it's going to tell me right. Look at that. It's telling me all over the place. Rinse my filter. Grab the water. So with this one, it's good to give a good agitation. So as we pour in, hold steady on the base. I'm going to zero out my scale again. And then make sure that we get a good agitation and we get a good amount of coffee. What we want to do is in that first run, we just give it half. Give it about half of the chamber of water. Meanwhile, I make a mess. We'll get past that. Let it see. You can see it blooming there. The gases are being released from the coffee grounds. Lots of interaction. Lots of the beginning of the brew method and the extraction happening. Oils and the sugars are all starting to dissolve in the beginning of the extraction. I'll plunge some more water in there, and we're up to about 170. So at this point, I'll grab. It comes with a little stirrer. The Aeropress comes with a stirrer and a good paddle. So it's good to get down in there and actually move it around and make sure you don't have any trapped dry clumps, and make sure you're getting full extraction of all the grounds you can. A little bit of a back and forth. Put that down there. That'll do for now.
Oceana Coffee is the best coffee for sleepless baby nights. Dr. Matt.
Dr. Matt? Yeah, I bet. Actually, I think that was part of the motivation when we were in the early days of the kids. It was keeping us sane.
Emily, we did an espresso, a pretty fine grind for the Aeropress that we're doing right now. It takes a finer grind than brewed coffee.
So we're up to here. There's a couple of little vessels I've got here. You know, obviously you can do it in whatever fits at home or whatever you guys got to work. So we put the filters in there. It's pretty wet. We put it upside down back in there. Give it a twist and lock it in place. It's all plastic, so it's insulated, it's not hot, you can grab it. Then we can invert it. So even a standard household glass, even a coffee mug. Got any fancy coffee mugs? We don't even have any Oceana coffee mugs. Anyway, but we have.
Yes, we do. They're just deep.
They're just deep in
there.
the collection.
Yeah.
So this one here, Brew Trek. Shout out to those guys. Actually, it's Planetary Design, and Brew Trek. Great little mugs, insulated. Got our stuff tattooed on it. But look, the Aeropress is designed to sit on top of any cup, any vessel. I'm going to use the glass one so you guys can see what's happening. And then inverted, we've let it sit there. It's been sitting there for about 45 seconds while I've waffled on for you. But then it's just a slow press. This guy is like a big syringe, and you know when you've got it, when everything's settled down and it's going right, you just slowly I'm not using much pressure here, single-handed, pushing it down, letting it brew, letting it extract, and squeezing it through the paper filter at the bottom there.
Hey, Buddy Brew Coffee.
Buddy Brew. They're about as they're 1 year. We started a year after them. So in the beginning, so a quick story for everyone out there. When specialty coffee arrived in Florida, there really was only 3 roasters. It was Buddy Brew over there in Tampa, great guys, the Wards and their team. And then Panther came along, and then Oceana Coffee came along. So the 3 of us have been working our way and educating the masses and trying to get the conversion to specialty coffee. So yeah, those guys, you're over in Tampa, they're great. They do a great job, good guys, and yeah, they've got a good grip on Tampa from what I hear these days. But anyway, yeah, go visit them, check out and support your local roaster. Back to the Aeropress. We're down to the bottom. I'm just getting the last little bit of a squeeze.
And Kayla, you're right. This is a great method for traveling because it's very small. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and for camping. It's also great. It's a great budget-friendly piece of equipment to add to your collection. They're around $30 to $35 online. So super easy to add to your collection and have something to play around with. If you want to try something new at your home.
So I'm going to do a quick switch so I can add the extra 100 grams of water. I'm going to zero this guy out, pour what I have here into this one.
So how much does that make? Is that 1 cup of coffee, basically?
So, well, no, it's going to work out to be about 2, oh yeah, so you're right. It makes 1 12-ounce cup, 1 coffee mug, but it's going to make 2 of ours. So I ended up with, I ended up with 190 grams. So I'm going to top this up with a little bit extra. We're going to end up at 320 roughly. So it's going to, you might think that it's diluting, but it's actually opening the coffee up. It's not. It is diluting. That was a dumb thing to say, but it is dilution, but it is also opening the coffee up. Some of these coffees don't do very well really thick and intense, especially the naturals. Always find if you brew them and you add some water, you can open them up and they become a lot more fruity, a lot more fragrant and aromatic, and they can definitely open up on the palate as well. They don't sit so hard and so heavy on the palates. This guy in particular, and so same with our natural Ethiopians. All my natural Ethiopians definitely benefit from adding some water, even if you just add a 10% dilution, depending on your method though. This one, it's a little bit more than 10% purely because of its intensity of the brew method. So we'll, actually, might as well use that one we'll talk about. Brewing. This, what's this one, Field of Beers? Fran and Riney down there at Twisted Trunk on PGA. I'd say if you haven't already followed Twisted Trunk, jump on now, just quickly, find Twisted Trunk and follow them. Riney, their master brewer down there, funny AF, let me just say that. Riney is funny. His videos and his postings and his...
he's got some daily antics.
He's got some daily antics. They got lots and lots of beer. They brew some of the best beer in the county. And they got to go, they're doing, what do you call it, cans to go, 6 packs to go. So support local. We've been working with these guys. I've been working with Fran and Ryan. Actually, it was Ryan's. It was Ryan because of Ryan and his wife Ashley that I met Fran from TBC and Twisted and Steamhorse, and for the 8 years or 9 years we've been up and running, we've been brewing a beer every year. So the coffee porter that's brewed at TBC is an Oceana Coffee porter. It's been around for 8 years or more. But Ryan, check him out. Funny as and great entertainment. So the Aeropress. Who's up for a coffee? I'll have one.
Me? You gotta go show your elephant pants though.
So anyway, Aeropress, we've had this once this morning. Delicious coffee and really opens up with the additive and dilution of the water. So Aeropress, super simple, very, very easy, great traveling device, pretty hardy, doesn't break. You know, the one thing with traveling is definitely, you know, I love Aeropresses. I love French presses, but they're a pain in the butt to travel around with. I've broken tons and tons of them, so Aeropress is a great alternative method. You can just throw it in your backpack and away you go and get it anywhere. So that's the Aeropress. A real quick one, let's do this one really quickly. This is super simple, super quick. This is the Clever Dripper. It uses the same flat bottom filters as most of the coffee brewers you find on the market these days. So quick open up of the filter, fold it, it fits fits right in there. I can do a quick rinse.
Comments on his elephant pants. Well, you should go and get yourself a coffee.
Alright, so, and we're going to use our same method. What do we use? 17 grams of coffee. 17 grams of coffee. We're going to use, what are we going to use today? We're going to use the Columbia Santa Barbara. It's a single estate Colombian coffee. Good, easy drinking, middle of the road, available all year round. Solid coffee. 17, what am I up to? Here we go, 1. So 18 grams. Leave.
Logan's on from New York.
Abbotsford Road.
Abbotsford Road.
Another Aussie. What's up, mate? Alright, let that grind off. This method is like I said, it's a hybrid. I really like this. Another good traveling companion. This one is plastic. Plastic, easy to use. I need a microphone. Would that be easy? We'll step it up a notch one
You
day.
have
So,
a karaoke machine.
karaoke machine.
Yeah.
Alright, so zero this out. 17 grams of coffee. That smells really, really good. So into the filter, and then we just give that a quick zap. We'll give the water a quick zap. Put this one back on there. Where's Geordie? Come and show me your pajama pants. No, they're not pajama pants.
No.
They're elephant pants from Thailand. Matching pair. We had to get a son and dad matching pair, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so water's hot. And then this one is zeroed back out again. We're going to add this one is going to be straight to the 12 ounce, so we're going to add 325 grams of water. Give it a bit of a agitation, but let it plunge in there and pick up all of the grounds. Let the blooming, it starts to bloom right now. We talk about this a lot. It is when the gases and everything, all the gases from the coffee get released, all the roasting processes, as the cell structure opens up, as you introduce water to coffee, the cell structure of the coffee opens up and allows for the flavors and the dissolvation. How do I say that really fast? Anyway, when it all dissolves, so when it all dissolves, all of the extraction and all the actual flavor components and elements come out of the coffee. So some of the solids come out, lots of the sugars, lots of the acids, lots of the flavor components that all go together. In coffee there's over 200. So we'll give this a good agitation. We're at 293. This doesn't take very long, so maximum 2.5 minutes, on this really simple method. I got some.
Oh, Leon just joined. Hey,
I
Leon.
got some really cool people on again today. It's like all my friends, all my coffee mates from all around the country and all around the world. Hopefully, Australia's not even awake though.
Some people were still awake. Brandon was, I guess it's about 1:30 in the morning there right now, so we had a couple people still awake watching from Australia.
My nephew?
Yep.
Good dude. If you're ever down that way, look up Side Designs. Does he call himself? He's got he does motorcycle racing kits, plastic kits, and he also does fabrication. Very, and I can tell you from a trade point of view, he's a very good fabricator. So check him out. His work is beautiful. All right, so this is the clever dripper. It is clever. Now, it's stupid for me to say that right after I called it clever dripper, but this is the reason why. Look at this. This is brewed up, it's ready to go. It's sitting in there. We've done 2.5 minute extraction time. We're going to put this on top of the cup. And it'll take just a little while. I may have picked a too small a cup, but we'll see how we roll here and let it do its thing.
What is all that foam in the top?
That is actually, it is part of it is a crema. It is a crema type. It's not type, but it is definitely part of what is on espresso. When you pull an espresso shot, we call it crema that sits on the top. This is the same. It's actually the oils and the extraction all floating to the top, and all the good parts of all this. Lots of flavor, and always, I tell you, actually, that's a good point, Amy. Thank you. That the way to test, or the way to know that your coffee is fresh roasted, definitely within, I would say, absolutely within 2 weeks. Knowing there's one way to tell that your coffee is within 2 weeks of roast date, and that is this. This in particular, on top of any coffee, any brewed method, will show that the coffee is fresh and it's actually releasing a lot of the really good flavors and components and the elements of what we've got in the coffee. If the coffee doesn't show you any sign of anything, it's not fresh roasted, and coffee stales from the moment I put it out onto the cooling tray to the time it gets to your cup. No matter what we do, the coffee world has been at this for years and years and years. The coffee just continues to stale until it's fairly lifeless. So our cup is pretty good. There is a little bit left in here, but it's also the sediment. It's also having a little struggle getting through the sediment. I could have done it a little bit coarser on my grinds, but pick it up and it's perfect. It's like clever dripper. There's no drip. It's all captured in the top here, and we can just coil it up, throw it away. Where we go, we've got another brew method. So clever dripper, it's about $20 worth, I think, isn't it? Like 15 to 20 bucks worth. It's not very expensive. It's made of plastic.
BPA free now.
BPA free, yeah. I gotta say all those. You guys gotta coach
That's
me.
what I'm here for,
I'm not politically correct. Alright, so the Columbia.
I think we have a taker for that one.
Yeah, I think Jordan wants.
So this is not an act. This is really good.
What kind of flavors are you getting out of that?
Actually, dark chocolates and cherry style flavors, but the darker cherries, those really nice, rich, ripe, stone fruity sweetness. Really solid coffee. So, Santa Barbara, single estate. Where are we at? How are we doing for time?
We're doing good. You got 30 minutes.
Woo! All right.
I'm going to link the Columbia right now for everybody watching.
So the next one I'm going to do, let's clear up some of this. Yeah, am I on shot, off shot?
You're on.
More on.
More on this. More on that.
Alright, let's see where we're at. The Clever Dripper.
Chef Tay from Thailand is watching our video right now.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kick it up a little bit. Let's go back. Let's change that. They're getting a bit dark. They're getting a bit dark. I was not liking that one. I know this album. Little Creatures, Men at Work. Alright. Next brew method. Ready? What are we going to do? Oh, you know what? Mr. Coffee. Oh, hands up. How many have got a Mr. Coffee device at home? How many we got?
How many?
All the hands are raised, we just can't see them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, make a comment. Let us know how many we got out there.
We started out the green markets in 2010 with Mr. Coffee Brewers and a tent.
Yeah, we did.
That's how we started.
That was you and I. That was crazy. Time has changed. It's amazing. Oceana Coffee started in the garage.
Somebody said no.
No, what do you mean no? So Oceana Coffee started in the garage, quite literally. Actually, it started in the kitchen, literally. For those of you who don't know, I went and bought. I was researching. We bought a bag of coffee online, actually from one of my coffee idols, and a huge player in the coffee game. Amazing people and did an amazing job. 12 years ago I was playing around with this stuff. George Howe over there on the East Coast. Let me just find the filter. Alright, so these are just a regular cone filter. Brewista, we buy these in from Brewista. You can buy them anywhere online, excuse me.
Or get them at your Oceana Coffee location.
At Oceana Coffee. Regular cone, number 4 or 6? 4, I think. Anyway. Same again. Fold the cone up. But this cool little device. This is a pour over system from Mr. Coffee. They've stepped it up quite a bit, and they're working on quite a lot of new devices and improving. They've actually brought us on as a consultant in the coffee world for them, and to help improve some of their products and help to understand their products a bit better, and also to do some of this live video and some of the live tutorials along the way. Of course, we wouldn't get involved unless we saw great things from them and some really unique movements in the home brewing world. Especially in particular, espresso, I think, is a new thing. Coming to the US a little bit more intense. It's very, very big in Australia, and every home just about has an espresso machine. Anyway, back to Mr. Coffee. This is a clever little machine. It's a pour over method, gooseneck kettle, and this one takes a lot of the guesswork away from having to brew coffee and having to do a fancy cafe style pour over method at home. So I'm just going to put the kettle on, and that's it. Press that button, let it rip. I'm going to grind. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm not going to weigh my coffee. Alright, so I'm just going to pour a whole bunch of coffee in. Any preferences? Anyone got any preferences out there? What they want us to brew?
We've got Timor, we've got
Let's
Brazil.
do Timor. Can we do Timor?
Sure.
I'll drink it.
Alright.
So I'm trying to get this a little closer so you can see how this machine is going to prompt you. So Mr. Coffee has really recognized that there's been a shift in coffee more to specialty. So that's, this is one of those efforts.
Let me get our people on the gram a little closer for a second too.
So this machine is going to walk you through all of the steps of making a pour over.
So that's just telling us that our water is up to temperature right now. And it says here, kettle ready. So what we're going to do, look, this will be the second time I've operated this, and I'm going to do it reverse so you guys can see what's happening. And we're going to follow along together, and we're going to learn how to get the best out of this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the prompts and see if they've made this machine engineer proof. So always, like I said, and I keep saying it, quick rinse. We'll just pour a little bit of water over the top of that. Clean the filter out. How's the music, everyone? Everyone can hear the music? Yeah. Anyone not liking my music? Alright, there we go. So we got a rinse filter. So I'm going to turn the scale on. Do I want 2 cups, 4 cups, or 6 cups? I know that I've got those choices here. I think what we'll do is we'll go for something in the middle. Serving size, let's do 4 cup. We'll do a 4 cup, and then it prompts me to say next. So I'll say next. Add grounds. You can see up here in the orange, and you can see the little scale that's going to happen here. So I'm going to sprinkle these guys in, and you can see the prompts. Wow. It says too little, and we'll continue rolling in there a little bit more, and we're ready. So I'm going to just give it just a little bit more, so we got full gauge, and good. I didn't check to see how much, but it doesn't matter. We're following what it says here. I'm going to press next. Add water. So grab my kettle, and away we go. And so we'll keep watching for the prompts. I'm going to get a good immersion, good coverage of the water. It tells me to stop and wait. So, and actually, if you look up here in the top, we're actually in bloom right now. So we've talked about bloom a few times this morning, and you can see the actual. This time, you can see the bubbles, and you can see the gases escaping from the coffee bed, and we're still under weight. So we're just going to hang out here, let it settle, let it do its extraction, let it gas off some more. And you know what? I'm pretty impressed with this. This timing right now, it tells me to go again, add water, and so I'm going to work my way in from the middle out. A couple of things: if you're ever doing a pour over, always work from the middle out. And I think I said this on the very first day, on the very first video we did a pour over. The reason is that you have to keep the grounds wet, obviously, and you want to keep the water in the middle to push out against the filter edge. So you're actually getting extraction out through the filter and down into the cone. There's ribs in the cone in here that help separate the filter from the edge of the edge of the cone, so the water can move down out through the coffee and down into the cone and into the vessel. So I'm going to add some more. It's also, be mindful not to go right to the very edge, and because what ends up happening is you end up bypassing the grounds, so you don't get full extraction. You end up getting dilution, and in this method, dilution is not what you're looking for, purely because time and extraction and getting the full cup richness that you're looking for. So away we go again. It says add water. I think this is going to be the final run home. Once we get to the full, scale over here, we'll be done, and that'll be a full 4 cup.
So this has everything you need in it. It's got a stand, it's got a scale, it's got the kettle. So if you were to go and try to buy all these things separately, you're gonna you're going to be right around the same price as this whole unit is.
Yeah,
So
without the electricity, actually. Yeah, you're right. So, what's this? This is retails at, I think I've seen 150, 160, something like that.
something like that.
It's in around that.
Maybe.
It's around. Let's say it's in around that 150 mark. But like Amy said, you know, you get everything. You get the whole lot, and actually more. You know, by the time you put a good quality scale, I mean, this scale by itself, that's $100. So, you know, by the time you put a good scale, a good gooseneck kettle in the mix, and then the V60 Pourover, you're right up in there and at the same price. But no,
yep.
but this is, like I said, this is being pretty much engineer proof this morning, and we're getting through, and we're gonna just about have the right amount of water. Go on, you good thing. Shake it. So, none left.
You can see it's at the.
I just want to see it. I want to see it get to the end. I want to see the last bar over here.
Does it put out fireworks and confetti when you make it to the end?
I think we're done.
David's on.
Hey, David.
We miss you.
I
There
tricked
is.
it.
Boop, boop, boop.
So we're done. 4 cups. It's brewing. It's going to finish up here brewing. Yeah, and that's the Mr. Coffee Pourover kettle and system. It makes a great cup of coffee. You know, purposely built. Good enough to get engineers in and out of trouble making coffee. So get into it. Yeah, we're killing it. 45 minutes. Any questions out there?
Which coffee was that you just brewed?
Timor.
Timor. Where is that one? So what kind of flavors are we going to taste in this?
Oh, you asked all the questions. Timor. Let's see. Yeah, Timor's out of Indonesia. It's just above Australia, up there up in the northern end of Australia. Timor is an Indonesian style coffee, so it's got the very deep, dark base chocolate. Very what do you call that? Baker's chocolate style richness in the flavors. But it's a very stone fruit. It has a little bit of a stone fruit-esque sweetness to it. Gentle plum kind of flavor, but not very, but it is herbaceous. So it's got that darker, like nutmeg and the cinnamon style. What do you call those? Spices, not herbs. Sorry, spices.
Spices.
Yeah, I'll let the girls get me back on track with the cooking side of things.
Oh my
All
God.
right. So, oh yeah, where's yours? I got it. Yeah. Give it a quick rinse.
It's Sunday. It's totally okay to have 4 or 5 cups of coffee.
Woo! Alright, so this is probably, so let's get, it says 4 cups, right? So let's see what it makes and what size the cups are. So it looks like it makes about, what's that, 15 ounces, I'd say. I'm probably gonna be able to get another cup out of that. One of these cups.
Look at that.
So, there you go. Like, I think we've approximated these guys to be about 5 ounces. So it's making about 15 to 16 ounces in a 4 cup. So there you go, Mr. Coffees. What have we been doing so far? So Mr. Coffees are a 4 ounce cup.
4 ounces.
Who's cups?
Bodom's 5.
Bodom's a 5. Who else were we playing with the day before, last weekend or whatever? Anyway, so it's done.
Oh,
Spelliette, yeah. So anyway, so good reference and good education for you guys to know when you're at home there. I meant to shout out We meant to shout out yesterday. JDF Donuts.
Jupiter Donuts.
Jupiter Donut Factory. Adam, Crystal, and Don and the team. Amazing people, amazing family. Throwing the best donuts in the county. We were doing something with them. The kids. Gracie woke up first thing this morning. My daughter, can we get donuts today? And of course, it was only going to be Jupiter Donuts. Anyway.
Yeah, it's never can we get donuts. It's can we get Jupiter Donuts.
Yeah, always. So we've been working together with those guys for many years now. Awesome people. Great program. Actually, this year they are ramping up their espresso program. So we've been helping them on the back end of that, helping them run the brand new Eversys machine at each one. There's 4 locations now with espresso, I think, isn't there?
Jupiter, Boynton, Lantana,
North Palm.
And North Palm.
Yeah, so they all run an espresso-based program. Awesome people. What next? This is the secret part of the mission. You guys are throwing a recipe at me and I've got to build it.
That's right.
Alright, what do we got?
You need to take some...
It's turmeric time.
Lay it at me. What do we got? 2 glasses.
2 glasses. Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Alchemy North America turmeric elixir. Are we going to use unsweetened or sweetened?
I don't think we have any.
Sweetened? Well, we like the unsweetened.
Do we have any samples or any original?
I've been using the unsweetened. It's a ginger beer.
Alright, so here's a little booster for the immunity system. We thought we'd throw this in to finish off today. The girls aren't helping me right now, so I need to get them going.
Ice.
Turmeric, alchemy syrups. These guys are originally out of Australia, North America now based. Michael and his team. We got Greg Davis over there in Seattle running the show for North America Alchemy. Michael Bishop and Greg Dutton over there in Australia doing a phenomenal job. Jeff Dutton. Sorry, Jeff.
Pickles Dutton. Pickles Dutton.
Sorry, mate. Amazing product. This is actually a concentrate syrup built in Australia from his farm, Michael's farm, down there in the mid-north coast. Pure. In the ingredients, can we zoom in on the ingredients, look at the ingredients. We've got natural spice extract, turmeric, ginger, black pepper, cinnamon, curcumin, vanilla extract, and then we've got a couple of little bits and pieces in there for preservative purposes. But
it's not made from powder.
It's not made from powder.
Root.
Yeah, this stuff is the real deal. I actually used to take a shot of this every afternoon at the roasting house while I was roasting. But I've been converted. We've got a new favorite thing, especially with this silliness all going around. I got a hair on my nose or my face or something.
Oh my god.
What? We're in my kitchen.
We're live.
We're live.
Real life.
Alright, so here's the ingredients. Ginger beer. We're using Fever Tree because it goes really well with the rum that I like to drink. This makes excellent meals.
Yes.
Excellent meals. And actually, you can make a turmeric. There's a couple of little bits and pieces we've made before. Let's see. Oh, getting distracted. It's only 12 o'clock on the Sunday. I can't.
Do you need to put some steel tie spirits?
Yes, John.
Need some spiced rum from
John. Yeah, John from Steel Tie. Hey, buddy, I need some rum or some vodka, gin. Steel Tie's down there in West Palm Beach. Down in what's that area down there? Warehouse district.
Warehouse.
What's my measurements? Anyone?
You need 2 ounces of turmeric.
So I got my shot glass, 2 ounces, got my turmeric, and I'll wait for the step by step as they slowly get them to me.
1 ounce. There you go. 2 ounces for both. It's just 1 ounce per drink.
Yeah, 1 ounce per drink. Sorry, we're making 2 though. It's okay. You can do it.
I tell you.
Sorry, I'll do it better next time.
How hard is it to get help around here? I tell you.
Then you need 3 ounces of orange juice in each one. So 6 total. I won't say that though. 3.
I bet you did. I don't think you have to be this exact, but I'm just going to rinse the cup out anyway. So there's 2, there's 3, and I hope everyone's been as entertained as I am. There's 2, there's 3.
And then match it with ginger beer.
Actually, of course, you know, as everyone knows, I would not be anything without my amazing wife and the girls behind me, Amy and Amy. They do an amazing job. Keep our business running, keep our team in line. They do great things. Ginger beer. Just pour it in.
3.
Pour it in.
Yeah, you can just pour it in. It's fine.
Stir it up.
Top it up. And then we need some lime.
Oh, the boys wouldn't be happy with me. I was supposed to do my challenge of open a bottle with anything.
With a pool ball.
Yeah, I've done that.
Provide a wheat cracker.
Done that. You know, the challenge whenever I go back home to Australia is to open beer bottles with whatever they hand me until they find something that I cannot. I will say that you cannot open a beer bottle. I'm going to say it 2 ways. I'm going to say this the Australian way, and then I'm going to say it the American way. You cannot open a beer bottle with a thumb. You cannot open it with a flip-flop. What am I looking for? Sharp knife. Alright. Excellent. So, we'll sharpen these one day. I'll do my job here and sharpen these one day. So it's just a slice of lime.
So I just tagged Steel Tide Spirits Company if you guys are looking for some amazing local spirits
Give it a squeeze.
to add to this drink.
Drop it in there. And this can be this is amazing. I cannot share. You know, this we need flavor television, flavor socials.
Where can you
social
get
media.
the turmeric?
Get an Oceana Coffee. Cool.
And online, of
Yeah.
course, free shipping.
So, yeah, free shipping. So we actually sell these guys. We sell these in
10 ounces.
10 ounce. This is how big is this?
That's what we sell to
This is-
cafes and restaurants.
This
if
is
they want
this is
to.
the catering. This is the wholesale pack size. The home size is 10 ounces. You know, and of course with this craziness going on right now, the reason we did this, and I got 5 minutes to go. The reason we did this was for you guys' benefit. Honestly, to boost. Everyone's talking about immunity boosters and all those sort of fun things. Why not keep it natural? You know, vitamin C. And turmeric. Turmeric's known as a natural anti-inflammatory and has lots and lots and lots of powers that, you know, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not done anything new or anything medically based. Vitamin C from the orange juice, turmeric from you can buy that from us, and it's a really pure source, and it tastes fantastic, honestly. You can also do these guys. We do these in a latte as well, so we do a turmeric latte. In stores, you can do it at home that way, and you can have this. This is super simple. You can buy ginger beer anywhere, slice of lime, orange juice. Come and grab the turmeric from us, and it's refreshing. It is really refreshing and delicious. But very versatile, very easy. Any questions before we sign off? It's been very quiet out there. They don't like me anymore?
No, we're
Feel
just
sad.
talking to people.
Talking to people?
Yeah.
Come on, come talk to me.
I just
Anyway.
noticed the Timor is not up on the website. Can we put that on the website? People want to order that one?
Of course.
All right.
It's not on the website.
It's not.
How slack of me. Oops.
It happens. Timor does sell out a lot, so we do take it off the web every now and then because we don't have any. There's a couple people who really love it and buy it in bulk. They'll come and get 5-10 pounds at a time. So
yeah, Nancy gets a 5-pound order on a regular basis. So that's it today. I think there's nothing out there for me. Nobody wants to talk to me. Heartbroken. It hurt my feelings.
Step it up. No,
you're one
It
feeling?
hurt my feelings.
One feeling.
The Aeropress, good, easy. Brew method, really like it. It's fun. The Clever Dripper, available at Oceana Coffee, of course. It's super simple to use, easy, travels well. And what else we do? Mr. Coffee. That's a pretty cool machine, honestly. That's the second time I've used it. You guys all saw it. We went through the process together, so you got to see how it operates. It is easy. And it brings the specialty coffee into the house. You know, there's, like I said, some of the coffees that we do sell do very, very well in that method. Actually, there's one right there. The Ethiopian Bella, top prize winning coffee, does very, very well in a pour-over. The natural process, the new natural process Guatemala, it does amazing in a pour-over. So definitely great. You know, brings the cafe into you and into your home. Easy to use, and like I said, if I can use it, you can use it. Simple, you know. So that's it.
Yeah, we've got a whole week until we do this again. We've got a fresh work from home week starting tomorrow. So if you've got anything you want Scotty to talk about next weekend, just send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. Bring us your coffee questions. We're going to talk about milk frothers next weekend.
Yeah, you know, like Amy said, look, I'm doing this for you guys. The girls kind of drag me kicking and screaming, but I'm actually enjoying it. So what I really would like going into the future is you guys firing questions at me and really, you know, myths and questions and how-tos and ideas. I can give you professional ideas, I can give you my own personal opinions, I can give you
a coffee mythbuster.
I can give you the ins and outs, and we can do research, we can do hacks, we can do whatever it is on the fly. You know, maybe it's stop the roaster, maybe you throw questions at me from the roasting perspective and from coffee all the way from the farm to the cup. So you guys think about what you want, think about what you want to find out about, what you want to know. I'd love to hear more about it and how I can help. There was something, I just had it right there in my head, but anyway, it's gone.
Look at your stick.
I've already looked at my stickers, I got them,
Okay.
I've covered them all. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the milk, so we messed around a little bit yesterday. We had a question about milk frothing in the house, in the home, and we did play around yesterday with some hacks. So next week we're going to show you what we came up with and some very simple ways to get milk foam and frothing for the use with your mocha pot or even your Aeropress recipes. So on that note, we're out of here. It's been
Bye,
fun.
y'all.
Bye guys, thank you. Have a great Sunday.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.